top floor and then look for a sight hit, hopefully all in one piece.
Yeah, it's a much more popular attack recently. You know, get yourself into master bedroom. Then maybe, ooh, pull the trigger. There you go. Benja's going to pick up that opener onto Joystick and then finds a second onto Dan. Absolutely beautiful opener from a Benja that was actually a little bit quiet yesterday, but comes out and absolutely smashes the start of this. But then Virtus Pro, they've got answers. There's a couple
Benja the C4. I commented on it yesterday. Oh. I mean, why rush? You can't rush perfection. And G2 are certainly in no rush to close things out there. Benja especially, a 3K in the round. But again, coming back to his first kill.
4 versus 3 in the final 30 seconds.
Yeah, they've still got the C4 on side from Benja too, with the pulse available. So if Virtus Pro sticks to this top floor like they have kind of done historically as a team, and I think back to them, this is a great chance to get some freebies just as they try and march their way forwards. Bearing in mind, again, we are on Living and Library, the side that I didn't expect us to see. 2 quick kills come through, Dan and Joystick getting 1 apiece, but Alamar puts him in the dirt. There's 1 left standing with just 5 seconds to go. One thing does not change about these Russian teams, Tim, and that is their, what shall I say, capability with the clock. And here you can see the work is coming in through this master side. They really want to get this triple wall opened up, but G2 aren't giving them too much room for it at the moment. Still, again, locking them inside a master. We're down to 1 minute and 15 left. They've got the numbers advantage still, but they've got to make something happen. This looks a little bit more pacey. They're into him. They've spotted a gap, but they've just marched on forward. Always has cleaned up to Dan the third. And finally, Virtus Pro get on the board. And what I love there, Tim, is again, they saw an opportunity and they said, right, Pasha has been snaking his way up through the basement and has now finally got himself onto the ground level, the same as some other members of No. Not like... I want to know how.
Time for Benja to move back!
No!
I think they just found out that Benja's still downstairs. He picks a kill upon 2 always, but he's going to have to move back up red stairs. And Virtus Pro are going to be aware of that, but with 25 seconds left to go, their opportunity to hold that down is going to be limited. We see Alamo forced back into Vault. There's an opportunity. Joystick gets in here. He can start putting this diffuser down. And Dan, he's just holding Alamo in place. Alamo struggling to get out, but no, that's an important fight to win. Benja comes up the red stairs, picks up the kill onto Joystick, and G2 really had to scrap for that round, but they got it done, got it over the line. Not too confident here. They know that there's 1 or 2 that they need to play into. There's the mirror of Blur as well up there, and there's certainly no rush from them, but that's good. Dan manages to pick up Doki on the Oryx. That's going to see him go. Blur has to drop back all the way into basement, and this is actually turned into in the last... Hold his angle from basement. Drone will go right in his face, so they're going to know exactly where he is, but it's a freebie for Benja once again. Information just proving to be a key missing element for Virtus Pro. They don't know where Benja is, and he's able to move around, get a big double, level things out. 30 seconds left to go. Virtue finds Shepard, and all of a sudden Virtus Pro are now on the back foot. Always is trying to push in directly towards site, but he's not going to get the visual that he needs on his man. But second time lucky, he manages to find him. 2 versus 2.
Here we go, trying to step forward with that DMR as well. A couple of shots. I mean, 1 onto Blur, 1 onto Benja should be enough. A smoke coming through in towards Pantry side as they step forward and try and look for the plant to go down, but they haven't got it on side. Benja makes it a triple. There's 1 left standing. He is the king of Art Studio. You cannot remove him. The round is done, and G2 move up to 4-on-1.
Just see Pasha there trying to deploy one of the Bravo drones in through the wall. Can't get the throw, though. The gap was not quite big enough. He's instead going to breach the wall and look to push in, but with 15 seconds left to go, this is going to come down to a bloodbath. Pasha is able to start getting that diffuser. Nitro from Benja just in time, though, does get killed, but manages to stop the plant. 8 seconds left to go. Dan's going to have to stick this. It's up to Virtue. He's not likely to be able to affect on the planter, and that is a big problem. 1v4 becomes 1v3.
And they got the vertical.
Just continuing to try and push through.
C4, nothing to be found there, and there are 2 players hanging not all that far away. In fact, here, you might find one looks away at just the wrong moment, but doesn't get shot. Finally does. Shepard upstairs on the vertical closes things out. A 4-2 half, Tim. All things are equal and as expected. Well, not equal, but it's as expected.
He's got within this game, and he's really showing it there. You know, burnt out, critical moments every time they tried to push. You know, not throwing them out just sort of whenever fancied. He was waiting for those moments, and he's just judged that fantastically, leaving us now 3 versus 4, 15 seconds. RG2 going to suffer the same problems. I don't think they've dealt with Dan. I said about a minute ago that they hadn't picked him up and he could have a big impact, and there is the impact. They're going to have to try and throw this diffuser down on the ground, but it's going to be too little too late, as it's now a 1v3. Blur with no option but to try and fight. and that's going to see the round go to Virtus Pro, and that brings us to a 3-4 on the scoreboard.
But with a little bit of assist from Virtue, with the Thatcher on side, they have got the triple wall opened up, so can see inside of sight and slightly push these members back, but in comes the march. Doki finding one, instantly responded though by Shepard.
It's been good early progress from G2. You know, time was something that we picked up on last time around. They were a little bit late. They spent too long trying to get up main stairs. They've gone in there. They've got things done quickly. Look at this. We're only a minute 15 into the round. They've got themselves 3 kills. They've got triple wall open. They're starting to sort of walk into sight. Alamo manages to find his shots onto Shepard before the Capcan traps find him, but it's all up to Dan. 1 versus 1 now, effectively. He's got one down on the floor, but smart move from Blur. He's going to put the Claymore down, just cover his flank and give him an opportunity to get his man back on his feet, bringing it back to the full 2v1.
I like this from Dan as well, a hard rotate away, but does concede a lot of ground in this case, and this is a great, I was about to say, it was a great place to plant coming out from G2. They'll try and go for it, not that it's required, as Benja has got the cross.
Chip damage there, but that is important information, because he now knows that Dan is upstairs and potentially on the flank, so Dan is likely going to have to drop back.
Oh, yellow ping as well, just giving all the info. Oh, always! What a shot at range as well to bring it back, but a plant was going down. Blur completes, and can they now hold these angles? Virtue off on the longer angle finds one, but they need to get a better angle in onto the diffuser itself, and Blur has got to be so careful of the art door. Oh my God, literally a shoulder stepping out. Shepard's going in for the diffuse as well. No one's nearby. He's got to swing fast. He comes off and finds his man. Virtue, the last one left standing, has the vertical, but cannot find his man. Looks like they'll get him on the reverse. It's 4 left alive for Virtus Pro, and the fuse coming through up to 5 and 4. We moved him.
We'll see if that happens.
I haven't heard the full line in the same voice I'm always expecting, but speaking about expecting, Alamau not expecting to get domed by Pasha so early into the round. Joystick taking a little bit of chip damage, but G2 have been pretty quick here and getting control of Study, and Doki just rounds himself out towards the rotation. Finds himself a man for free. Down goes 1 into a 4 versus 4.
They just need...
Oh, no.
I was just about to say they need Doki to get fire in. If he, you know, he could be a difference maker in this game.
They've got sight, Tim.
But Blur is going to go in. He's going to pick him up. So that's the Doki back on his feet. As you say, there's an opportunity to put the diffuser down where Virtus Pro pushing back from. Always doesn't have an opportunity to stop this. There's a wall in his way, and this cover in place. Doki's going to hit the deck, and what a great plant that is from G2 in a 3v3.
I commend them for this as well in the exact same way I'll commend Virtus Pro for their trophy statuary here. They've spotted a gap. They've realised no one's around to defend, and they've made the call, and as a team have pushed their way in, making use of the shield as it wasn't destroyed away. That's one going down. Can they get the next as well? No, Virtue wins one, but he's got to stop the man, and he can't. Literally a slither of a second, and he saw the round slip away. 5 and 5, and I will
need to push forward, need to take the onus, and need to get things moving here. Nitro goes out. Pasha's being challenged from both sides. That is not the angle that G2 needed to work with. Pasha manages to get a second. I said they needed to take the onus, but they needed to get the kills as well, and they failed to do so. It's 1v5. It's a flawless round for Virtus Pro, and they will be the ones with the opportunity to take a full 3 points on Villa.
But we've got a couple of players of G2 looking to brute force their way in here. Candela's coming over the top. This is an early execute, but Doki is full white screen and can't really do much about it. Joystick also a similar one, though, as more things come flying over, but no plant going down just yet, Tim.
That manages to pick up Virtue as an opening kill, as you say. I don't think the opportunity, the space is there for G2 to put this case down. Shepard finds Alamo. Doki with the trade, 3 versus 3.
Always
on the backstab, manages to take a chip at Doki. Can't find his man though, and Doki does more damage inside of sight. 2 versus 2 now as the battle continues. Doki here, who is inside of sight. He needs to find his men. This is getting dangerous for G2, but Benja gets himself inside of the map. He knew that he needed to be in that space. Outside of the window, wasn't cutting it, and a big double des. We're going to overtime.
His team through some really tough rounds, sat at 14 and 8. Heck, how about you get Doki at the same time? Sees the Yana, and there's Benja in for the follow. A great bait coming out, and a good bit of teamwork coming out of the 2 entries.
But look at the clock at the top of your screen. We're down to 30 seconds. Always has just wasted 2.5 minutes. Couldn't get any kills along with it,
There's the
and
down.
that might be the problem. But Virtue, big kill onto Pasha, leaving us now now effectively a 4v2, but G2 need to go, Des.
But it's G. I'm looking downstairs as well. There's a C4 in back pocket. They get this in the wrong spot. It's rounded and dusted. They've got Dan on the downstairs. A C4 in pocket. He pulls it out, but Doki can recover it. Did Dan go a bit too soon? Arguably, because now he's got to pull back a 1v2.
So difficult to judge that sort of timing, Dan. He moves back into side.
No.
He gets one. Surely not the second. He hits shots onto Doki. He has to flip to the pistol. It's going to be the Deagle. Can he find his man? It's just a little bit of ring around the roses now. Either side of that reinforcement, neither wants to overcommit here. The red ping's coming out constantly onto Doki.
Oh my God.
He's going to take a lot of damage as he tries to find it. And the one tap to finish it as Dan successfully secures a 1v2 post-plant clutch.
I'm out stiffing here for a kill as well. He knows the man's there, but can't quite find him. At the same time, Doki goes down just behind him. That means his reinforcements are cut off from the back here, and he has to take a few steps back. One thing really quickly, by the way, we've talked a lot about these big kill players, but I've got to say, what a delight it is to see Shepard back in the game. Just everything he does just seems so calculated, cool, composed. Where he moves, where he's droning, everything just looks so smart. In comes Joystick, down goes Virtue. This looks to be over in 14, Tim.
It certainly does. It doesn't look like we're going to go the distance as Virtus.pro seriously in the driving seat now. 5 versus 2, and it's all up to Alamo and Blur. We've seen clutches a couple of times in this game so far, but this is going to be asking a lot, and it's just asking even more now as Blur finds himself 1 versus 5, shut down inside a site, and that is going to be Virtus.pro taking a flawless round for what could be a very important overtime victory over G2, which really sets them up in Group A.